Hello, it's Michael, TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your 2022 Forest River Flagstaff Classic 8529 CSB rear living room fifth wheel. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a few things taken into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, you're going to have this slide. You're also going to have an awning going off that slide as well as this awning. So leave plenty of room for everything to come out over on this side. On your off camp side, besides leaving room for your slides, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to be all the way on the rear of the unit, on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, and then your docking station is going to be up toward the front here. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. First thing we're going to do to arrive is going to unhook our hitch. Over here on our off camp side is our auto leveling system. You turn that on here. You can hit front to bring them up, or down or up. Or all we're going to do simply, that's to get our vehicle away. Make sure the vehicle gets completely away from the unit, and we're going to touch auto level. Just please wait. What it's going to do is it's going to start dancing around for a while. It's going to bring the front down, bring your auto leveling systems down, and it's going to run around and get this unit level and stable. Once that's done, we'll hook up our power and water. I'm going to go ahead and let us do its thing while we're hooking up the power and water. So you got a big long 50 amp cord back here. Grab your... So the way these go on is you go in at about 10 o'clock, turn it to noon, and then put on this washer. Lock that on there. Now at the end of that 50 amp service, should you need it, in your convenience pack will be a 50 to 30 dog bone, and then a 30 to 15 if you need to plug into a 110. See auto leveling coming down here. See if we can watch out with the slide here. Now it's going to continue to dance around for a couple more minutes. Alright, we got our power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. At campsites, we're going to hook up to city water connection. I'll show you this panel up here. Up here's how we're setting up. So city water, you need these to match these. Blue to the left, red up, green, white. So these all match city water. Grab your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook it up to city water. Hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Your hot water heater is over here. Alright, all we're doing at this place, folks, is making sure that our drain plug's back in. Get that in there nice and snug. Get plumber's tape around it, not putty. Putty will gum up on you. Get that in there nice and tight, and then you can go ahead and turn that hose on. After that hose has been on for a few minutes, go inside and open up your slides if you need to. You get in there and open up all of your water lines. Get a nice steady flow of water going through the lines. Get all the air out of the lines. Shut them off, and you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go dry camping, boondocking. In that case, we're going to fill up our freshwater system. Now there's two ways you can do this on this. First, we got to make sure that we set this to power tank fill. White down, green, red up. Now we're just going to turn our blue down when we match power tank fill. You can put in your hose here, or put out your hot water, your water pressure regulator here again. Hook up your hose. Turn that hose on and start filling up your fresh water tank. Now you go inside and watch where you check your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Hold that freshwater button down. Once you see your freshwater is full, shut this water off. Close that, and then switch to dry camping. Boom. Turn these up, blue to the left. Now we match dry camping. Now when we want to utilize that freshwater tank, we'll turn on our water pump. Turn on out here or indoors. Just remember, wherever you turn it on at, make sure you shut it off at. There's also another way to fill up the fresh water. And that is to come back here to our freshwater tank, fill number 2. No need for a water pressure regulator here. You can gravity fill this with a hose. 2 ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or 2 on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Again, watch that fill up. Once it's full, remove that hose, put that cap on, turn that to dry camp up here, and you're all set to camp just like if you filled it up here. All right, we're all set to camp now. We got power and water. Let me walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing over here in this docking station. So we know the city water, filling the tank and dry camping. Over here is winterizing. That's how you turn your handles for that. You'll put your water in, or your antifreeze in through here by using this water pump. Make sure you bypass your hot water heater. Also, sanitize. What that will do is suck in some soapy water if you want to just clean out your tanks. Up here, cable and satellite hook up. You got a hot and cold shower with this spray port hose that'll turn in there. City water, black tank flush. We'll talk about that when we dump our black and gray tanks when we leave the campsite. As well as our fresh water. Up here's a flue for our furnace. A few things on that. 1, make sure it's never blocked. 2, steer clear of it if you're running it. And 3, they sell bug guards for those. Another docking light out here. Again, our auto leveling system up here. We've got our propane, lefty loosey on nose to open those up. Continuing down our off campsite, I want to mention on your slides, you got a lot of them. Get some slide lubricant. Keep these slides nice and flexible over the years. That'll keep them pliable and add to the longevity of the life of your slides. You've got a hood vent for your range indoors. There's an access panel to your ice maker. Again, our power and freshwater fill. Freshwater drain is right here. There's your spare tire. Got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there 2-3 times a year, check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You're also prepped for a backup camera. You've got a area back here for a bumper griddle, spray port hose, and LP quick connect here. There's your handle to get your spare tire down, which is easier to accessible with this slide closed. With this slide, you've also got a propane quick connect here for your outdoor kitchen. This can be tricky, you gotta get them both at the same time. Griddle will simply slide out, drop down the quick connect, and it connects right back behind there. There's a table that'll set here. Here's where you can set a TV with your 110 and cable for that. There's the hole to get through to get your spare tire. This will hold your entry doorway open. On your hot water heater, I want to mention, if your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out here and look to see if either one of these are bubbled up. If they are, so if you press them back in, they are already reset. Here's your pressure release valve. This is part of your vacuum system indoor. There's your table for that outdoor table system. A couple of override hand cranks. Freshwater hose for your propane. On the other side here, you got a docking light up front. Your batteries, check them every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose going down the road. And here's your battery disconnect. That'll come in important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. Have that light up there. These are vents for your propane. There's your hydraulics. You prep for solar. You can plug in a solar panel right here and that'll trickle charge your batteries. And this is for your docking light up here. So it covers everything out here. Take a look on the inside. Alright, coming up beside the unit. First thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of emergency. As I come in, we got a cabinet doorway. Let's open that right up and go to our control panel. A few things in here I mentioned before going to the panel. Wi-Fi Ranger. That'll boost your Wi-Fi. And tire pressure monitoring system. I'm going to send you a video from both Flagstaff and TST on these to show you how to hook them up. This is where you pre-wire for solar. Keep that on there. It's a template for the text if you ever get it wired for solar. And here's where you can scan to get the One Control app, and that you can do a lot of this from your phone. Real quickly, this is just for your fan down there. Now we'll check your battery, your fresh water. That's the one I said to hold down when you're filling up your fresh water. Black and gray tanks. Over here is where you turn on your hot water heater if hooked to electric, your hot water heater if hooked to gas. It does make a difference. Choose correctly. Here's where you turn on that Wi-Fi. Turn on your water pump. Turn on your tank heater. That's just a little 12-volt pad that's on your tanks. Keep them from freezing in inclement weather. You can turn that on. 3 slide controls and awning controls. Just want to mention on your awnings real quick, you only want to run them out until your flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see that bar. If you were to hold that extend down, that will flip up onto itself and start to run itself up backwards. So make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. Same thing on your awning over here for your slide. You got one that goes off that. Same thing. Watch it when you put it out. Don't run it out further than you need to. These are just a ton of lights, from all your interior lights to your step light. Awning light off. As I run that in, I would tell you that these locks work best when gently slammed. Alright, coming up in the rest of the unit here, max air vent. Nice max air vent up there, remote here. You just turn that on, it opens it up, cranks it up. You can change the speeds. Really cool system. And all done from this remote. Brings you quickly to the thermostat. Let's change my zone to zone 1. Now we're going to go into cool. Bring that down. That should crank our air up. There it goes. Now what I want to show you is when I shut the AC off. So, already passed off. Your system down here is just going to have off, heat, off, cool, and heat. That shuts off rather quickly. So now if I go back in, oh, I gotta get my zone back. System to heat, crank that up and get the heater to kick on. You'll notice when I shut the heater off that it will take a few minutes for that heater to, the fan to cycle through. Turn for that. For my noise. There it goes. It jumps in here. Trash in here. So now, again, I'll go back through here and shut that off. And generally, most heating systems, like I said, take a few minutes to cycle through before they shut off. Some lighting here. 110 with GFCI reset. This is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned that's 12 volt, that is always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping with this, nothing plugged in, charging your batteries, use that battery disconnect if you're going to be gone all day to keep this from running your batteries down. Heading into the kitchen here, we got a self-explanatory convection cooking microwave. Glass top here makes an excellent backsplash. That reminds me, I've got a light up here. A light and a couple of fans. Flip that back, turn on your panel light, turn that to high, hit your spark, and that's when them will come on. Sometimes you may have to bleed the lines, or in this case, go outside and make sure that your gas was on. So, got to turn the gas on. So same thing with your oven. You'll turn this to that flame, hit that spark, that'll light your pilot light. Look down in there to see if it's lit. You can generally see the reflection on this metal down there. Rock that panel light down, it becomes an oven light. Make sure you put this down for traveling. Speaking of traveling, on your GE residential fridge, if you look in the middle here, it's got a area to put this lock on. I'm going to go right down here. I'll show you that again. So it's going to go in here. Slide that in there. Twist this in, and that's going to lock your fridge and freezer for traveling. Continuing in, this is a lumbar support, and then this is how you recline them. I know this tech, he put the remotes where they should be, right in the drawer. I want to mention on these TVs, when you get to the campsites, go into your menu, run a digital channel scan so that you can pick up all the local channels at the campsite you're at. Also have a remote for my sound system. Nope, this is for the fireplace. That's what I mentioned on that fireplace. Controls down here. Oh, here they are. Not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you all the pretty colors, but the biggest thing is the heat. It's already cranked up. It's on 70, and I already feel the heat cranking out of here. If you're at a campsite and it's cold in the morning or evening, instead of hooking up your heat and turning that on, use this. Use their electricity instead of your gas to heat it up in here. I'll show you real quickly how to turn your sofa into a bed. You've got 3 Velcro cushions on the back. Remove those. We're going to stand in the middle here and give you good leverage. Open this up and pull it towards you. Knock this down, and just that quickly, you've got a bed. Most importantly, when putting this back up, lift the back up first, otherwise you're going to damage your sofa. Again, standing in the middle is going to give you good leverage. Hold these in, watch your fingers as you come down, put your cushions back, and just that quickly you are back to a sofa. Emergency exit window. Power charging and power 110s on the side. Your dinette has an extension. Back down, tuck it back in. Heading up the hallway, here's your vacuum system. Oh, here it is. Hit that and sweep it in. 110 with GFCI reset in your bathroom here. You also have another max air vent, or not specifically max air, but there it is. It is max air. Again, remote control for that. And these shower doors, you want to make sure that these are snapped open for travel. And make sure you put a flush or 2 into your toilet upon arrival. Your black tank will thank you later. Another emergency escape window. Under your bed is a griddle that I mentioned for outside. Right here. Make sure these are snapped open or closed for travel. Well, it covers everything. Oh, there is our breaker box and fuses. You've got a ton of 15s, a 5, a 20. Highly recommend having those with you when you go camping. Lastly, real quick, I want to show you this is a temperature reader. It helps your thermostat work better. Alright, so let's act like we're getting ready to leave the campsite and close the unit up. What I like to do is begin by shutting off all of my lights. Now I know any other lights that are on are individual lights that I need to shut off. Either by hand or switch. Surface light. And lastly, coming up into our bedroom, close all these lights up. Make sure our door is secure. Vents are closed. Lights off, vents closed in here. Shower door secure. Now with all of our lights off, I will turn on my living room lights because I can shut these off on my way out the door. And say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede our slides from coming in. And everything's secure for travel. Oops, slide number 1 in. That is going to be our campsite. As it comes in, once you hear that little noise, that's just the slide mechanism. Oops, I keep hitting out. That's the slide mechanism telling the unit I'm all the way in or I'm all the way out. You can let go of the button. So again, over here we made sure all of our drawers and our kitchen sink are closed. And lastly, our bedroom slide. As it comes in, shut off the rest of our interior lights. And exit the unit. Now the biggest thing on these steps, whether you bring them up or down, is to make sure your exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise, this will catch on it. Your feet are also adjustable by pressing up on this, and then just move your leg to where you need it to be. Set that inside. Before you leave the dump station, I say it because as soon as you get to the dump station, you can open this back up. Lock, deadbolt, lift and turn the handle. That's how you want that for traveling. Alright, if we are dry camping, we're going to get up underneath here, dump that fresh water drain, open that up. And bring up our auto leveling systems. Turn that on. And we're just going to hit. Going to go through here until we get auto retract rear, enter to begin. Hit enter. And that's going to start bringing up those rear jacks for you. Hook up our hitch and head on up to the dump station. For the campsite, we're going to hook our power, our water, our cable. Bring up those rear stabilizing jacks. Hook up our hitch and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be right in front of your tires on your off campsite. Got 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up. First thing to do is pull that black handle. That's going to be your sewage. When it sounds like it's no longer draining, go inside, check the level of your black tank. If it shows empty or close to it, come back out here. Leave that black handle open. Grab the hose at the dump station, hook up to this tank flush. Turn that on and let that run for a good 5 minutes. And wash that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, close that up. Look inside, make sure all that water is drained out of that black tank that you just put in there. Close that and pull this big gray over here on the left. That's going to be cleaner water. It's your sinks and your showers. That'll start cleaning your sewage hose out. At that time's when you're going to go ahead and open up your low point drains. When them are done, we're done camping for a while. We don't want to leave stagnant water in your hot water heater. Come over here. Lift up on this pressure release valve. Don't be careful, there may be some hot water still in there. When that's done, push that down, then you can pull that drain plug for your residual hot water. Make sure you pull that through for secure for travel. When that gray is done, close it up, pull your second little gray here. When that's done, we're going to take that sewage hose and conveniently, and more importantly, sanitarily, store it right here in your bumper and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Flagstaff for many years to come. Happy camping.